We are filming a sit-down video in my bedroom. This is new. I think the lighting's good. I don't know how the sound's gonna be. This room is pretty echoey, and there's also some sort of air system in this house that it's just constantly running and you can't shut it off. So there might be like a weird background noise. This is a little bit of a test. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for clicking on another video. If you guys are new, hello, my name is Melissa, and this video is actually going to be a little bit different. Today I'm going to be going over the results from a blood test I recently got, and also just talking about hormones, birth control, everything in that realm. This is a topic that I've wanted to dive into on my channel for a really long time. I feel like I need to give a backstory. This goes back like 10 years. I will put timestamps in the description box in case you guys have already heard me talk about this. You can just like click and jump ahead to different topics. But if you have no idea what I'm talking about, we will start here. So yeah, going back about 10 years, I'm just guessing that's when I got my first period. I honestly can't remember, but just my whole life, I've never had a consistent period. Naturally, I'll have it maybe once or twice a year, which in the beginning, I thought it was sweet because I didn't have to deal with it very often, but it's obviously not healthy for your body to not be having a period. All these symptoms started coming up for me. In the beginning, I don't think I realized that these were related to my hormones. After doing a whole bunch of Google searches, which I know you're not supposed to do, I self-diagnosed myself with PCOS. And I think I was probably around 18 when I decided that's what I have. So the symptoms that I noticed, obviously irregular period. My hair texture totally changed. My hair was falling out. It got way thinner. It's also just, it's more coarse, but thin and dry, like just all of these weird textures all together. It was super frizzy, like it was never like that before, and I thought it was due to bleaching because I did lighten my hair a lot. Even when I stopped bleaching my hair, I took super good care of my hair. It just didn't help. Also, my skin started breaking out pretty bad. I had never had acne before in my life until after getting my period, and then I started getting like deep cystic acne. Before, I would only get like 1 or 2 at a time, and as time has gone on, now I don't get as deep. It's not as like deep rooted, but I'll have more. Like I'll have like a pretty large breakout at a time. But yeah, the breakouts have been pretty consistent for the past like 8 to 10 years. My skin definitely has a cycle where like right now I'm not wearing any makeup, and my skin, for me, this is looking really good. I just have like some acne scarring, but my skin is so clear. Like I can't remember the last time it was this clear. I'm knocking on wood because whenever my skin clears up, it's good for a couple days and then it breaks out again, and it's just this cycle. I've also had a really bad scalp, just like super dry and itchy. It's gradually gotten worse over the years. Dandruff shampoo used to work, it doesn't work anymore. It's just gotten more severe, I suppose. My energy levels have really decreased, and my body hair, it's not extreme, but I definitely have like thicker, super fast growing body hair. Like my legs, for example, it'll just like, it comes up all the way, like it doesn't start thinning out past my knee. And also brain fog, I can't think as clearly anymore. I have a horrible memory. I went to the doctor, brought up all the symptoms, I mentioned PCOS, and they told me I don't have obvious facial hair, I'm not overweight, so probably don't have PCOS. Oh, which by the way, I don't think I mentioned, PCOS stands for polycystic ovarian syndrome. Back then, I feel like it wasn't as well known, but now it's so common. I think 1 in 10 women have PCOS. Some people have symptoms, some people don't. Some people have way worse symptoms than I have. There's also different types. Maybe I'll get into that later. But yeah, the doctor told me you don't have it, but we can run some blood tests and you can go on the birth control pill, because that is what you would do if you have PCOS. I went for the blood test. They never called me back in to talk about my results, so I just assumed they were normal. Back then, like I don't remember being able to log on online to see my results. I can't look back and see them now. I'm not sure why, but anyways. But I decided to go on the pill because in my head I'm like, I swear I have PCOS, so if this is what you do, I'm gonna go on the pill. I can't remember the brand I was on at first, but I was on it for a while. I want to say a few years. It regulated my period, but I didn't notice it helping with any of the other symptoms that I had. It didn't make me feel good. I don't want to say it made me depressed, but it made me moody. It just didn't make me feel good. So after being on that for a while, I decided to stop. As soon as I came off the pill, my period went away. symptoms were still there. They had never gone away, so it was just back to square one. I left things for a while, and then I got to a point where I was just fed up with everything again. I decided to go back on a pill, but I went on a different brand. I thought maybe if I switched out the brand, I would have a different outcome. But I had the same results. Like, it gave me my period every month, but it didn't help with any symptoms, and it just made me feel like crap. So the second time around, I wasn't on it for very long. I went off of it again. I think I was on it for like a few months, or maybe longer. Was I on it 3 different times? I definitely wasn't on it for very long. Again, I just left it, continued on living my life, and then I hit a point again where I was just fed up. So I decided to go a different route, and I went to a naturopath. My first experience with a naturopath wasn't bad, but it definitely wasn't great. When I went to go talk to the naturopath, I brought up PCOS, told them about my symptoms, and I got the same response from the naturopath that the doctor told me. They said, "You're not overweight, you're not balding, you don't have PCOS. But we will run a saliva test to check your thyroid." I think we also did a blood test. I know there was 2 different types. I don't think anything came back from my blood test. I cannot remember what we tested for, but from the saliva test, which I think that was testing my thyroid levels, I can't fully remember. What came back from those results is that I have super low cortisol levels. I went back in for my follow-up, and they basically told me that I have adrenal fatigue and to start taking adrenal cortex supplements. Some people say adrenal fatigue is not a thing. Whether it is or not, the facts are I have low cortisol. I don't know. I don't fully understand all of these things. Having low cortisol affects your energy levels, which is why I was so tired all the time. So I bought the adrenal cortex, just like a pill, and I started taking that. I think I was on it for like a month or 2. I can't say I noticed any crazy results. I feel like with certain things you need to be on it for a long time, taking it super consistently before you notice any results. I still take it sometimes. I don't know, I just feel like it's easy to give up on something when you don't see results right away, and I know it's definitely worth it to like stick it out, but that is just what happened with that. So going to the naturopath was a little bit helpful, but again, we just didn't get to my main concerns. They didn't really address any of the other symptoms that I had. Naturopaths get super expensive. It's not covered by healthcare at all. I think I spent like $1,000. So yeah, I didn't end up going back. I can't remember why. I think I ended up moving, and that's like the main reason, but that was back in 2016 that I went to the naturopath. So it's been a few years now. I've just done a ton of my own research, and I've tried different diet changes, lifestyle changes, a whole bunch of different supplements. I have found certain things that help a little bit, but nothing that's made a huge change. So that's kind of what I've been doing up until now. But recently I was in Bali, and I just had a really big flare up of my skin, my scalp, my eyes. I don't know if it was allergies, but I had like an eye infection. I had a rash. Just all of these things flared up at the same time. So when I got home, I went to the doctor to address those things, but I also asked if I could get some blood tests to check my hormone levels. That brings me to my blood test results. When I looked over them myself, everything looked normal except one thing was out of range, which was my prolactin, but it was just slightly out of range, and the doctor told me it could be due to a whole bunch of different factors. But the main thing that my doctor told me is that one of my female hormones is 6 times higher than another female hormone, and they are supposed to be about the same. And based on that I probably have PCOS. For me, I was like, finally somebody is telling me this, because I've been thinking it for the longest time. Like, am I just crazy? Like, something's obviously off. I just want to know what it is. So she scheduled in an ultrasound, because if you have PCOS, you most likely have a whole bunch of cysts on your ovaries. So I'm actually going for an ultrasound in 2 days to check for that. If it comes back that I have cysts on my ovaries, then it is confirmed that I have PCOS. To get diagnosed with PCOS, there is a criteria of 4 different things. You need to have 2 out of the 4. I can't remember exactly what it is, but one of them is symptoms, one of them is cysts on your ovaries. I think one of them is having like high testosterone. There's certain words that I just really cannot pronounce. I think it's high testosterone, which I did not get tested for, so my naturopath actually requested that I get my levels tested because she thinks that I have high testosterone. But yeah, right now I'm just confirmed 1 out of 4, so if I have the ultrasound, then it's 2 out of 4. And then I'm also getting the other tests, which could come back. Anyways, I feel like this video is going to be all over the place. I'm going to try to edit it so it makes sense, but I will definitely keep you guys posted when I get my results back from that. I'm also going back for more blood tests as well to check for other things, and we're retesting my prolactin and my, like, I can't remember, some other hormone. But even with that, the only thing a doctor will tell you to do is go on the birth control pill. In the moment, I decided I would do it, and she gave me a prescription. I went and got it. I have a 3-month prescription of Aless or something. It's like not the actual brand. I think Aless might be discontinued. So many birth controls get discontinued, by the way. Honestly, I wish I didn't go get my prescription. I'm probably gonna throw out the pills. I've just gone down that road before. It's never been good. In my opinion, I think birth control is so bad for your body. It just messes up with everything. It's just like pumping in fake hormones. You're having a fake period. If you have PCOS, it's just masking symptoms, if it helps with your symptoms at all. But anyways, I know a lot of people are on the pill. It works really well for some people. It just doesn't work well for me, so that's just my opinion. A couple other things that came back from my blood test is that I have slightly low iron, which could also affect my energy levels. I don't really eat red meat, so that could be a factor. She said if I just make minor diet changes or take a supplement, that I'll be fine. She also said my thyroid levels are borderline. When I went to the naturopath, she wasn't impressed with the levels of my thyroid, so that is something we're gonna look more into. And then yeah, high prolactin, low cortisol. So like I said, I don't think I'll be going back on the pill. I'm still considering it, but I really don't think I will. I have just started taking a couple new supplements, so we'll see how that goes. I'm also trying to cut out carbs and sugar as much as possible, making some changes, trying to improve. So I will actually link in the description box the supplements that I'm taking, as well as some I've taken in the past that I found help a bit. So that's pretty much where I'm at now. I'm going to continue to do my research, go for more testing. We're gonna fine tune my plan of attack once we get more information back. I will definitely keep you guys posted. If you guys have any questions, feel free to leave them down in the comments. Maybe I'll do a Q&A video on these topics. I know I'm not the only one going through this. This is such a common thing, so we can maybe make the comment section like a chat room. Questions, comments, recommendations, stories, whatever. Feel free to leave them in the comments down below. Maybe I'll do some sort of series, or I can at least put these videos into a playlist. I feel like I'm making a lot more progress this time around, so I am hopeful and I'm excited to share my findings with you and my results. So be sure to give this video a thumbs up if you found it helpful or interesting, or just to support my channel. Subscribe if you haven't already so you know when a new video goes up. Love you guys so much, and I'll see you guys all in the next video. I would get Tika to say bye, but she looks like she is passed out. Okay, bye.